it's funny that she said that because I just read that on somewhere on the web today that and that's true because I'll have a song stuck in my head and if I can play the song all the way through my head and end it, it'll stop.
Now that's crazy.
Might have to try it.
See, the bad part is I don't know the
Oh well, then you're screwed.
I don't know the ending of the
Shelly,
song.
can I use that iPad?
Sure.
No, it's hers.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Hey,
John's
bro,
now
I'm gonna
informed
be.
that I left the computer up one day.
Your what?
I said John's now informed me that I left the computer up one day. Because I was complaining about people logging
do
on
that?
to my desk
All
and
right.
not logging off. And he's like, well,
Well,
you know what
Shelly.
I said.
In his John Snell way.
All right, see y'all later.
Okay.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm going to put
Good.
this here. How are those eggs?
You didn't have any?
No, they were gone before I could move. You gotta move fast around here, Michael, for food.
I forget
Name
being
any
back in New
names.
Orleans. That food's gone the second it hits the table.
Yeah.
Name any names, but
And you had, what did you have in there? You had,
it was crab meat, andouille, potatoes. He had different herbs in it, and then he put
Who was the guest?
the chef from M Bistro at the Ritz Carlton.
Okay.
He's French, but the food's always good.
All right, guys.
there's
Just
no
have a
food.
breakfast.
I wouldn't.
From Louisiana's home team, this is Fox 8 Morning Edition at 8 a.m.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 8 Morning Edition. I'm Liz Reyes.
And I'm Michael Kelly. If you're looking for a shot at stardom, get those vocal cords ready. We're going to bring you live to the American Idol auditions coming up.
And if you'd rather listen to music than actually perform it yourself, Keith Sparrow at NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune, joins us with this week's top music events across town.
And a travel expert shares some tips for booking 4th of July getaways and doing it on a budget. Always important. Joining us, meteorologist Chris Franklin and traffic reporter Christy Coleman. As far as American Idol goes, the rain's going to hold off in the first part of the morning?
Yeah, the
So
first
more
part of the
concerned
morning.
about heat at this point.
Yeah, the heat and humidity to start the day, and I don't know how that affects the vocal cords. And then later in the day, it'll be the rainfall.
Got to be careful
Did I
about
ask him,
that.
are you a singer? I mean, can you sing?
I
can you carry
cannot
a
sing.
tune?
No, I've just heard that if you do an American Idol audition, you do not do Whitney Houston, you do not do Aretha Franklin.
That's good.
That's all
That's
I
so
got.
Well, then I'm
true.
out. That's it. I can't. Those are the only
Those
two.
were your two
Those are
artists.
my two. So I'm
Maybe
out.
this-
So
Show
much
up
for
and
that.
do like Michael Jackson's Moonwalk. And that would be it.
Are you asking Michael to do the
Yeah,
That's not me. I'm
that's all I have for you. Okay, fast. Christy
Christy
can do
can.
the
Christy?
moonwalk.
Christy could do the moonwalk.
She could do the moves.
She's been trying to teach me. It didn't work out well.
That was a sight,
Okay.
Michael.
I
You have to
strained-
see it.
I strained
Chris doing the moonwalk over
I pulled
the
a muscle
wall.
and it wasn't pretty.
You still on the DL right now?
Yeah, let's not talk
Not
about
good.
it. It's kind of embarrassing. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast because rain chances are going to stay high for the next few days. An issue if you're going to be out later this afternoon, have the umbrella handy. The morning, and as we have seen over the last few mornings, we don't have a whole lot of rainfall, maybe a few lingering light sprinkles, but for the most part, we stay dry to start the day. Showers, thunderstorms begin to develop during the midday heating, and over the next couple of days, as an upper feature, an upper trough begins to approach from the west, rain coverage looks to be maybe at around 70 to 80%. Now, as we head into Friday and Saturday, we'll start to decrease that rain coverage, still around 50%, so still a fairly wet day. Sunday, though, will begin to dry out around 20 to 30%, and rainfall actually looks to be less than 10% coverage on Monday and Tuesday, so we'll just pull out of the forecast. No rain, so we get into the 90s, and there's really nothing to help cool us off. We'll have another look at your Weather Authority forecast coming up in just a moment. Right now, Christy has checked traffic.
Thanks, Chris. Good morning. No issues coming inbound from La Place. Here we are on the Bonnie Carey Spillway. Live at milepost 218 looks great. Continuing into Kenner, Metairie, no accidents or breakdowns reported. Also a good commute around the CBD. That's a look at traffic now.
Okay, thanks a lot there, Christy. It's now 9:30 and happening today, several gay couples in Louisiana who were married in other states take their fight to federal court.
Yeah, they're suing to have those nuptials recognized here. Federal Judge Martin Feldman is going to hear the case, which follows similar cases from other states over the past few months. Derek Penton married his partner in Iowa back in 2012. He says citizens cannot be put on a second tier.
This house we own together, you know. the wills and things like that don't always cover if something were to happen. The medical bills that he racked up when he wasn't allowed to be on my insurance, things like that. And just everyday things. We just live as a normal couple, and we want to be respected that way.
They're going to take it up to the Fifth Circuit, whoever loses this, and depending on, let's say, what the Sixth Circuit does, where there's these things coming together, I think ultimately the Supreme Court's going to decide, especially if there's a split in the circuits.
Plaintiffs say the current suit names several other Louisiana officials, including the state registrar and some officials from the Revenue Department, along with DHH.
Well, new this morning, police investigate a shooting near a popular street known for its nightlife. New Orleans police officers say someone shot a man just after 1 a.m. near the intersection of Decatur and Frenchman Streets. Investigators say the victim was shot in the abdomen. Police haven't released the man's condition, but if you have any information on this shooting, you should give a call to Crime Stoppers. And additional U.S. troops arrive in Iraq as militants launch another attack at a key oil refinery.
Iraq's prime minister called on politicians this morning to unite against the insurgents blitzing through the country. A security official says troopers held off militants fighting to gain control of a key oil refinery that's located north of Baghdad. It's believed that ISIS has about 10,000 fighters and allies in the country. Meantime, dozens of U.S. military advisors and special operation forces begin assessing how to confront the insurgency.
In the end, the Iraqis are responsible for their defense, and nobody expected wholesale desertion and wholesale betrayal, in a sense, by some leaders who literally either signed up with the guys who came in or walked away from their posts and put on their civilian clothes. No, nobody expected that.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry was in the Middle East this week, pushing for a more inclusive Iraqi government.
Mississippi voters decide once again to re-elect veteran six-term Republican U.S. Senator Thad Cochran in the primary elections.
We all have a right to be proud of our state tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you for this wonderful honor and wonderful challenge that lies ahead.
This is not the party of Reagan. But we're not done fighting. And when we're done, it will be.
It was a really tight race for Cochran, even though he beat a Tea Party hopeful Chris McDaniel in that GOP nomination for U.S. Senate in Mississippi. Cochran will now face off against his Democratic candidate challenger, Travis Childers, in November.
A mom and her 4-month-old twins are okay this morning after a tree crashed into their house in Kentwood.
They've lost a lot of stuff. They've lost everything. But what's most important is still here.
So very true. The twins, a boy and a girl, were inside that Kentwood home that took a direct hit from a falling tree during rough weather yesterday afternoon. The mother describes the scary moments after the storm hit.
I actually, to start with, thought that the tree got hit by lightning and fell, and like the whole house started shaking so bad that I couldn't stand up.
The babies had scratches, but thankfully no other injuries. The pair was born premature. They just came home from the hospital.
A group of residents pushing for new development in Armstrong Park gain an important supporter. New Orleans City Councilman Jason Williams likes a group, People United for Armstrong Park's ideas to improve the park. Among many improvements, the group wants to redo an old firehouse, open up a cafe, and add a public restroom.
But I think it's worth getting everybody back at the table to have a conversation about what we can do to get them back into commerce.
I think the citizens of New Orleans could use an asset like that to be open on a regular basis and provide some amenities to this park.
Now, the agency in charge of those buildings there at that park, the National Park Service, says it would be open to securing a partnership with someone with compatible uses for the sites.
There's still more work ahead before a popular car service could come to New Orleans. The City Council's Transportation Committee discussed changing city codes yesterday to pave the way for Uber. The committee says the city must adjust to the changing times and should work to help technology companies like Uber. But some people are concerned Uber will not properly cover drivers and passengers. Members of the committee say the meeting was just the first of many discussions between Uber and industry leaders.
You know, that was going to come soon, being able to use your phone to get a ride.
Only a matter of time.
Yeah, it's always interesting to note that the law is always behind technology and you're always trying to catch up.
There's always an extra meeting to be had.
Tell me about it. Okay, so who that's getting all excited? Saints training camp is a little less than a month away, but the roster battles are underway, and Sean Pazan will join us with more in his After Further review.
Plus, an update on Paul McCartney's health after delaying his upcoming concert in New Orleans.
All right, give me a couple minutes set up.
Okay. When did that guy bite that guy's ass?
Yesterday.
Did you see it? Were you watching the game?
I was actually driving from Jacksonville to New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Uruguay. That's crazy. That's like some anger management.
Third time
issues
he's
there.
done. I mean, it's like stuff out of True Blood.
Now we had a SOT with him this morning. Was he denying it? I'm trying to remember.
They're just casual incidents that occur during a soccer game. Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter. It's a taste for flesh.
True Blood called. They're interested in hiring.
Do you watch True Blood?
I don't.
No.
I don't do well with gory stuff.
You don't? What do you watch on TV?
What do I do? I do Newsroom on HBO, the Sorkin
I have not
show.
got it. I saw the very, 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 very first one, and they had him tossing to reporter live at the Gulf oil spill.
Right.
And she was like, "You can see the boat right here behind me, and the ship, and the smoke." It's like, and for all of us who covered it, it's like, there's no way.
No, you can't.
It was so friggin' far out.
No.
I mean, there's no way. So
I
I was
know.
like,
I'm done after
if you're
one
not gonna get
episode.
it right, I'm gone.
That's
So
funny.
that was silly, but I'm surprised it's still on.
I do House of Cards.
Yes. Did they work out that dispute? Have they started? Do you know if they started filming yet?
I didn't know there was a dispute in the
Yeah.
first place.
Ironically, the show is all about politics. And
Right.
they're having a dispute with the state. Some of the lawmakers who want to cut back on all the tax breaks they're getting
That's
to
right.
shoot there.
I did see that.
So they're trying to work through that so they can resume shooting. Because I don't know where else they would go. I mean, I would imagine anyone else, because it's so popular, would be willing to give them a tax break to have them go there.
It's incredible. I mean, that's changed Netflix because Orange is the New Black came in next. So
Right.
Then, yeah, I mean, it's a good show. Kevin Spacey's really good.
Did you watch all of it? Like, did you binge it, or were you watching it regularly?
I binged it.
Yeah, I couldn't stop watching
I
it.
went through it in a weekend.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine who's a sports anchor in Buffalo called me and he's like, "I hate you." And I said, "Why?" He said, "I've watched all 10 episodes in 12 hours."
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, "There's something wrong with you. Go outside."
That was like the first thing with 24. Remember when it first
Okay,
came out?
right.
A lot of people were doing that too. But I love House of Cards. I'm just trying to figure out where they're going to go next with this. You know, he's president now.
Right.
Oops, hopefully nobody's listening.
From Louisiana's home team, this is Fox 8 Morning Edition at 6 a.m.
One World Cup player gets accused of getting too physical and biting one of his opponents.
Yeah, look out, Mike Tyson. This is not something you're going to see every day. Uruguay superstar Luis Suarez appeared to bite Italy's Giorgio Chiellini during their match yesterday.
I don't know what they have asked our coach about. The only thing I know is that those things happen on the pitch. I just collided with his shoulder. They are just casual incidents that happen during a soccer game.
Just a casual incident. Yep, that looks casual. If you're thinking this is Suarez's first biting incident, think again. In fact, this is his third. Last year, he was banned 10 games for biting another player. FIFA is currently looking into the incident.
Looking, there's not much to look into unless you want to see the bite over again.
Well, if you want to suspend the guy for the rest of the World Cup, which is very much a
Wow.
possibility at this point, he's the star of that Uruguayan team. They're into the knockout rounds, and all of a sudden they could be without their star.
There'll be signs because, you know, like soccer fans are like so creative when it comes to, you know, going to their games. There'll be a sign calling him Hannibal Lecter probably.
Well, Evander Holyfield tweeted about it. He's saying, "I guess you can bite anywhere now."
That's so crazy.
A mother catches her 3-year-old daughter red-handed trying to sneak a donut.
And the interesting thing is that this conversation between the two has now gone online and it is now viral.
What is that right there? What is that?
Donut.
It's a what?
Donut.
Were you supposed to get a donut?
No.
No, I can still see the donut.
Aw, Sharika Sims says her daughter Tiffany was supposed to wait until after lunch to eat a donut. The daughter tried to distract mom by telling stories, but mom wasn't swayed from the truth. The video has more than 68,000 views since it was posted earlier this month, and that face is so hard to resist.
just give her a donut.
Then she probably ended up giving her the donut because she's so adorable.
But here's the thing, if you tell your kid, don't eat a donut until after you're finished with lunch, what's the kid gonna do?
Yeah, if you told them maybe to eat it, then they probably wouldn't have done it.
Exactly, that's how it works with children.
They're so much smarter than you actually think, you know, because they're listening and picking up on everything you do. So she probably learned that from mom.
Sneaky.
She probably learned it from mom.
A simple bath for a little Chihuahua didn't seem to go as planned.
Pretty soon I found myself on a hot Sunday afternoon with a Chihuahua and 3 firefighters in a bathtub.
Yeah, just your normal afternoon. Little Bailey, the Chihuahua, got his paws stuck in the drain while trying to jump out of a bathtub. Firefighters arrived at the Sacramento home and used hammers to break up the tub. The dog was in such a panic, a vet was called out to keep him company.
Oh,
He's
man.
shaking.
All the other dogs are going, dude, man, you embarrassed us. Seriously. But you know, a lot of dogs hate, you know, like taking a bath or a shower. But I mean, for that one to have gone to such extreme measures to try to
and
get
the
out.
fact that the vet was needed kind of tells you something like, all right, let's get some help in here. Let's make sure that he's okay.
Poor Pooch, traumatized for life now.
A touching video of a Navy lieutenant's return from deployment has gone viral.
Yeah, this is getting so much attention. I couldn't stop looking at this because of the dog's reaction.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh. All right. Uh-huh. I know. I know.
I just want to reach in there and hug that dog. Lieutenant Gary Doherty, you see here. He spent 6 months away from home serving his country. His dog, Bugaboo, couldn't stop licking him and jumping on him after seeing him again. This video was posted 11 days ago, and already it's had 9.5 million views on YouTube, and I'll add mine to that. I just couldn't stop, especially it's coming up right now where he sits down, he jumps into his lap. Look at that.
Yeah, man's best friend,
Aww,
dog's best friend.
I know. He's like he was having a conversation. Where have you been? Where have you been?
And Bugaboo, by the way,
I love that name.
great name.
Love that name.
Well, if you're looking for a way to mix up your workout routine, you may want to try a medicine ball. Christy Coleman explains in this week's Workout Wednesday. That's next.
And these days, it may feel like you're rushed through life, running from one appointment to another. Coming up, why your daily scramble may actually be an addiction.